Hi guys, welcome back to Derived TV. Today I have something different for you. As you can see, I'm facing a whiteboard and I have a marker with me. So I have a lecture to give. So in this video, we want to talk about the equation. The equation of the 256 Odu Ifa. So this is exactly the topic, the equation of the 256 Odu Ifa. So how our ancestors arrived at this 256 Odu Ifa that we have from Ejiobe to Ofun or Se. That is exactly what I want to prove as far as this video is concerned using mathematical expression. Let me say this. The 256 Odu Ifa are not represented by a single mathematical equation, in the conventional sense. Instead, they are a complex system based on binary notation. So that binary system is exactly what Odu Ifa system is surrounds. You know, the entirety of the Odu Ifa configuration is a binary system, and that is exactly what changed the world. That is where our technology even started from. That is how you are able to use your computer system. That is how you are able to do programming. So that is the 256 Odu Ifa, and it's very, very linked to binary notation and combinations. You know, let me write it out so that you will understand where we are going. Let me write everything out so that you will understand it, and I will explain it one after the other. So the breakdown of how the 256 Odu Ifa are derived. So one, we have the binary representation. Then two. So we have the breakdown. We have the 16 major Odu. So this is the binary representation. Then this is the 16 major Odu Ifa. Then three, the 240. The remaining so we have the remaining 240. So these are the three breakdown of how the 256 Odu Ifa are derived. So I want to prove the equation to you now. The number one breakdown that I want to give to you is the foundation, which is a binary representation. Binary representation. So it is the first. It is the foundation. You know, this is the foundation. Let me call it the foundation of the equation. So the core of the Ifa divination relies on 16 fundamental figures. So first of all, let us identify that the core of Ifa divination relies, that is the major, relies on the 16 fundamental figures. That is from Ejiobe to Ofun, that is to Ofumeji. So 16 fundamental figures. 16 fundamental figures, right? Or single legs, then each of which can be in one of two states. So now I just purposely wrote this on the board for you to understand better. Now let me explain what is written on the board for you so that you can understand. Binary representation is the number one equation that I want to prove on how the two analysis of Odu Ifa are derived, and this is the foundation. And there are 16 fundamental figures, or single legs, each of which can be in one of two states. Now let me prove what I mean by. Let me explain what I mean by the single legs. In Ifa, I have to rub up this one. I think you can copy this one down, or you can master what is written on the board, because I want to clear it now. Now, the binary system, let me clear it from here. Let me clear it from here. Let me write what I clear from here. Binary representation. I have to use another color to write what I want to write. The continuation of this one here. Now, we have the single line. In Ifa, we have meji, oyeku meji, ejiogbe. But now, let me prove what is single line for you. The single line represents this. 1. Which represents open. We can say, when Odu Ifa is open or closed. So let's say this one is open or odd. Then the second double line is 2. This is the second double line. This is a double line of what I mean by the single legs, each of which can be in one of two states. So it's either is in one or two states. So this one represents closed or even states. So I just want to understand what I mean by single legs, each of which can be in one of two states. So this is state 1, which is single line. This one is odd state. This is open state, and this is closed state. So single line, as we have our Ifa, this is how it is marked. It's either it is marked 1 like this, or it is marked 2 like this. So we have the single line as single line, which is the open. Then the double line, which is the closed, right? Now let us continue. I think we have linked this to this, and I can be able to clear this now so that we can continue. Now, let me explain what I mean by the single line 1 and double line, which is 2. Now imagine that this is a binary. Imagine that this single line and double line, they are binary numbers. Imagine it as a binary system where this one represents, 1, we are not saying 1 as 1. Let's say the mark of 1 like this. Imagine that 1 could be as 1, the one we are talking about. So this, as you know that the single line is in 1, which is this single line that I'm talking about, open. Then this is the 1. This is when you press Ifa like this. It's either you press it as 1 or it is as open, right? So we have it as 1 using binary binary system. Let me call it using binary system. Now, then let us imagine that when you have it as 2 like this, not 2 as a figure, like when you have 2 hands to mark this the powder on the tray. So let us imagine it to be 0. So you can see that 1 and 0. So we are trying to express the equation in a binary system. We are trying to express. So we are still going further. I am going to give you a full interpretation of how Odu Ifa can be coded, can be coded in a way that the computer system will understand it. Now this is 1 and this is 2. Now this is for the foundation. This is for the breakdown number 1. I told you that we have the breakdown. This is number 2 that we want to break down now. Major Odu Ifa equation. 16 major Odu Ifa equation. The 16 major Odu Ifa equation. Let us come up with the 16 major Odu Ifa equation. That is the Meiji. They are major Odu Ifa, so they are called Meiji. Because we call them Ejiogbe or Yekumeji, Iwori Meiji, so we can call them Meiji. So this is the major Odu Ifa, they are the Meiji, right? So now, when these two states are combined, like we are trying to combine these two states in 4 vertical pairs representing different aspects of principle, they form the 16 primary Odu. They form the 16 primary Odu known as the Meiji or the major Odu Ifa. Is how you call it Meiji. That is, the both left and right, or both right and left, are the same. So we call them Meiji or major Odu Ifa. Now, these are the double Odu, right? They are the double Odu where the right side is identical with the left hand side, right? So that is why we call them Meiji or major. So the example is Ejiogbe, which is one like this. If you write it like this, now let us now write it in a way that if I understand this, we can now do it like this. So this is the Ejiogbe, and this is part of the 16 major Odu Ifa. So it is, I think you can understand. We arrive at the equation now. So let's continue. Let's now go to the third one. Let's go to the third one, which is number 3. The remaining 240 Odu combination. So now the remaining 246 Odu Ifa, you know that we are talking about the 256 Odu Ifa here. So the remaining 240 Odu Ifa, we've gotten the 16, which it is what I did in the second breakdown. So now let us now talk about the remaining 240 Odu Ifa. So the remaining 240 are derived or are formed by combining the 16 major Odu with each other. When you combine the 16 major Odu Ifa, then you now begin to marry them together one after the other. So this is where the combination comes in. If you have 16 possible figures for the right hand side and 16 figures for the left hand side, the total number of the combination is 16 by 16. 16 by 16, which is equal to 256. Right? Now, let us now go into the equation properly. Now, I want to go to the equation properly. So now, the equation as a system of combination. As a system of combinations, So let us now talk about the equation as a system of combination. The equation as a system of combination. Now we want to talk about the equation properly now. I'm sorry, I'm not a trained teacher, by practice. I'm an accountant, so I'm only trying to be a teacher. So please pardon me if you are not getting me properly, but I believe you will watch the video very well. You are going to understand. I read accounting, I'm not a teacher, so please pardon me. So now, let us now talk about the equation as a system of combination. Equation of the 256 Odu Ifa can be conceptualized, can be conceptualized as n. So this is the equation that we want to arrive at now. For those of you who are mathematicians, n is equal to x multiplied by y. So now, let our n be, n is the total number of Odu. Then x is what? X is the number of possible figures for the right leg. Right? For the right leg, you have the right and the left. Besides, maybe you say Ogbe on the right or Yoko on the left. Then y is the number of possible figures for the left. For the left leg, for the left leg of the major Odu. Then this one of the major Odu. So I hope you understand what I mean now. So for those of you who are mathematicians, you will agree with me that this is an equation. So if you are asked to get the equation of 256 of the 256 Odu Ifa, it is represented, it can be expressed as n is equal to x multiplied by y. N is equal to the total number of the Odu that you have. Then x is the number of possible figures for the right leg of the major Odu. Y is the number of possible figure for the left leg of the Odu Ifa. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Now let us now go practical. Let's go practical now. And I will be writing the equation for you on the board so that you don't forget it. N is equal to x multiplied by y. This is the equation. So you can even interchange it. You can say x times, you can still express it like this, which is still like x multiplied by y is equal to n. So which is 16. The number of possible figures of the right is 16. Then multiplied by the number of possible figures for the left is still 16, which is equal to 256. So this is the equation. So now, I started with the equation. I still have more to review. Still have more mathematical expression of Ifa to tell you. But as far as this video is concerned, I only proved the equation. I only proved how our ancestors arrived at the 256 Odu Ifa using the modern mathematical expression, right? So this is the equation. N is equal to x multiplied by y, or you can still say x multiplied by y is equal to n, which is 16 multiplied by 16 is equal to 56. You know that n is the total number of the Odu Ifa that we have, representing the total number of Odu Ifa. Then x is the number of possible figure of the left, number of possible figures for the right, number of possible figure for the right. The y is the number of possible figure for the left. So this is the equation. I hope I'm able to explain in my own little way the equation of the 256 Odu Ifa. Thank you for watching.